it's Annalise with Music Notes, and I'm back to show you this cute Halloween card that you can make with my card kit that's available in my Etsy shop. So this is the card we're making today. It has these little mice and the jack-o'-lanterns, and it has this little sentiment that's on a spinner. So if you wind it up and close your card and put it in your envelope, and when they open it up, then it will spin around. So really fun and cute, really simple idea. Just using a die cut window on this card, tying the string around, and there's also some blank space with the white panel so you can easily write into this card as well. So that's what we're making. We're gonna do some watercoloring on the image. And the way that we make this card is with my card kit that I have available in my Etsy shop. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. All of my card kits have instructions on how to make this card from scratch. So it has the featured product from Art Impressions here that we're using, as well as what other supplies you'd need, including papers and everything. And then it has all the directions on the dimensions that you cut things to, the sizes, all the techniques. So if you want to recreate this with different papers, different images, doesn't have to be a Halloween card, it could be for anything, then the instructions help you do that. So also included in this kit is this black card base that already has a die cut window for the front. You'll also have this pattern paper panel that will go right on top. You'll also have the little white strip for writing your message, a little Halloween plaid strip as well. Of course, the little mice. This is on a die cut with stitched edge. It's really cute, and it's on watercolor paper, so you could use any kind of watercoloring techniques that you like to color. There's also the sentiments, also on a stitched rectangle die, and of course a piece of string so you can wind it all up. Supplies that you're going to need besides the kit is some scissors for trimming off little edges, especially the string. You'll want some kind of adhesive so you can tape down all your papers. And then you're also going to want something to color with. So I'm going to use the Zig Clean Color Real Brush Markers. I really like these for coloring because it's quick and easy to blend, and watercolor for me is really easy to deal with. But you could use any kind of watercolor or regular markers or even colored pencils, anything you like to do the coloring. All right, let's get into this card. So let's do the step-by-step on how to make this. First, we're going to take our card base and fold it in half. There is a scored line provided for you, so just be careful to score on it. It can be a little harder with the window. And I like to use a bone folder. Now, before we do this, I like to hide my string with this pattern paper. And I forgot to mention that Scotch tape is also really handy, or just any kind of tape. You could even use score tape if that's what you have. But you're gonna help the sentiment be more secure using some tape like that. So first, let's go ahead and get the string tied on. So you have a length of string. We're gonna center it in this window and then tie it with a double knot around that right side of the card. So I'm looping it through this window. I'm going to give it a nice double knot, pulling pretty tight because I want it to be secure. All right, so that's nice and secure. Now I'm just gonna tie a knot on the other side as well. And this is where I like to make sure it's really centered in the middle. If you like, you can always use a ruler to be even more precise. But for me, I feel comfortable just giving it an eyeball. So I have a little extra string, and I'm just going to trim a bit. I also want to hide it underneath the pattern paper panel. So that's enough cutting, and I'm leaving it on the front because I know the panel will hide it. Another thing that can help you is just to make sure your string stays exactly where you want by adding an extra piece of tape. So putting tape pretty close to the edge of the window on both sides. All right, so now we can add this panel. All right, I made sure to add glue all around it because I want to make sure it's sealed up really well close to that window. And then just go ahead and line up the window with the card base window. And if anything overhangs, you can always trim, but this actually is looking really close, so I'm gonna let it be the way it is. The next thing is to go ahead and get our sentiments on. I find that the best way to start is to tape one and then glue the other one. So let's just pick one of them. I'm gonna make sure as I open the card that the right way is showing, and center it in the window. Grab a piece of tape and secure it. Now that that's glued on, I'm just going to flip it over, and I know that I'm going to put my other sentiment right here, and I can just use my adhesive. Awesome. So the next thing is to get this little pattern paper strip towards the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down a little bit towards the bottom. I like to have things weighted towards the bottom. If you like the other side, you could do that instead. I like to give pieces that are a little bigger so you can always trim it down to be just the right size. So for the inside of the card, go ahead and open it up and just go ahead and glue the white panel towards the bottom of your card. So the last thing to do before we put the little mice on is I like to do my coloring before I glue it to my card base just in case. So we're going to go do some coloring now. I'm going to speed up the video, and just remember that you could use any kind of coloring technique that you like. But I hope you enjoy a little bit of time to color. It's always a little therapeutic. And I'll see you at the other side. When you're done coloring is to add extra little details with special pens. I have a glaze pen here, so I'm gonna actually put that on the pumpkin's eyes, and it gives a little tiny bit of dimension and a little interest here for the pupils of these eyes, and I could even add it to the mouse eyes as well. Just gonna add it there. Could even add it to their noses. Just another little detail. Similarly, it's nice to use a white gel pen as well for other details. So I'm gonna bring back the white teeth of the jack-o'-lanterns here. Just using a little scribble of these pens. And there we go. So now it's ready to put onto my card base. Go ahead and just take your adhesive and place it right there. And there you have it. Your card is all finished and ready to send off for some Halloween greetings. Thanks for being here today. Hope you have a great day.